Hey all, and welcome back to Fuzzy Dutchy Gaming. Now this is a very quick video because it's been requested a lot and I'm spending lots of time responding to comments, and I thought it might be easier to make a video on this subject. And it's just really quickly me explaining how I transitioned into maps once I switched over to Vol Lightning Strike. Now for me it's a tiny bit different because I found a corrupted 6 link in the campaign, so I was able to switch without having to worry about farming for a 5 link. But the minimum you do need a 5 link because you're going to need to run Ancestral Call for it to feel nice when you're clearing, and that's basically a damage link that you're missing. So if you put that in a 4 link, it's going to feel pretty bad on bosses. You're then going to need to take these pierce nodes here on the tree, because again, without it, clear is going to feel really, really bad. You need a decent claw, and by that I say you want up to 100 lightning damage on it, 20% attack speed, and an open suffix to craft critical strike chance. That is all you need, and that will carry you through the first, I would say 7 to 8 tiers of maps, even higher if the rest of your gear matches it. So crit is vitally important for the build because we're scaling crit damage, but we can get quite good base critical strike chance from the crafting bench for just 2 alchemy orbs. Now this may not sound like a lot, 20 to 24%, but this is the base crit chance on your weapon, and all your other crit chance scales off of this. So without crit chance on your weapon, you can't really get much above 50% crit chance. So if you see on this claw here, this is one I bought. It had attack speed on it. Bonus was it had tier 1 crit multi, so it cost me a bit more. And it's got added lightning on it. I think I paid 15C for it. I don't know what the cost of it would be now. And all I've done is crafted critical strike chance on it. And I'm currently in red maps, and this claw is holding out absolutely fine. So you won't need anything near this good for your lower tier maps. You'd need probably the lightning damage, attack speed, and then craft the crit chance. If there's none for sale, you can use the essences that have attack speed on them. I think they're called Zeal. Or you could use Wrath, which are the lightning ones, and wait till you get an attack speed roll and then craft the crit chance on it. Defensively wise, you're going to have a Jade Flask, and you're going to have to run Grace. The reason being is we get a lot of our block from the bottom end of the tree, which we spec to a little later. You're not going to have those in your early map, so you need to make sure you're as tanky as possible. And the way we do that is Grace with the Jade Flask gives you a ton of evasion, and then cast when damage taken and Immortal Call means that when you do get hit, you've then got a little period of time where you take much less physical and elemental damage. If you've ascended via Quartz Infusion, you should 100% be spell suppression capped by the time you get into maps. We get it all from the tree, and we get it all fairly early on. If you haven't gone that way because you wanted more damage, which is absolutely fine as well, what I would do is not worry too much about being spell suppression capped, but at least get 50 or 60%. What I would then do is look to run some Dark Ray Vector boots. They're a chaos last time I looked. They just give you tons and tons of benefits of frenzy charges. So if you've, let's say, got 6 or 7 frenzy charges at this stage, you're getting 5% increased movement speed of charge, you're getting 1 maximum, you're getting lightning resistance, and you're getting increased evasion per frenzy. This will help you dodge even more attacks. Only downside is they don't come with life, so if you're already really low on life, they might not be that feasible, but you could look to maybe get life on your gear and use these boots. They're really, really good. I mean, they're really good endgame as well. It's just endgame, you've got lots more options. But for an early mapping pair of boots, Dark Ray Vectors are absolutely amazing. And that covers off really what you need before you go into your 5 link Lightning Strike. And obviously without saying, you need the Vol version of the skill. So I'm just going to run off the defensive aspects before we look at what you're going to do next. So as you progress down the tree, I'm just going to switch to Path of Building to do this bit. But as you come down the tree, you're going to be around here, I would think. No, you should be a bit further than this at early mapping. And this is where we go and get more Frenzy. We get this Mastery here that gives us more damage per charge. We go up and get another Frenzy charge in the Jewel Socket, and we take our block nodes, which are here and here. What you can do is not take the block nodes at all. You can come this way, and this gives you armor and onslaught on kill. You can then take this node here, which gives you 5% evasion as extra armor. That on its own will already give you a fair chunk of armor. So once you've got that, you're going to automatically feel more tanky. What you can then do is you can equip a armor flask, which I think is a granite flask, with some percentage increased armor on it. That alone with the armor that you get from your evasion is going to give you quite a big chunk of physical damage mitigation. You've then got the option, if you still want to be more tanky and you end up going this way a bit later on and you're edging towards like level 80, 85, you can take these nodes here. They don't look like they offer a lot. They're a bit of armor and a bit of guard skill duration, which actually is good because Immortal Call is a guard skill. This mastery you can take allows determination to have 25% increased mana reservation efficiency. So what you can do here, if you really wanted to be more defensive, but it's going to affect your DPS because I've tried it, it's still absolutely fine. You feel tanky, but things take a bit longer to die. So if you want to be more tanky, go this version. If you're not bothered or you want to burst stuff down, you don't need these nodes. But what these nodes allow you to do is fit determination in, along with our grace, along with precision, and along with Herald of Ice. So we drop anger for Herald of Ice. You're not going to have a huge amount of mana. It's probably going to have 70 to 80 unreserved mana. But because we mana leech all the time, it's really, really quick. That is an alternative option if you don't want to go block. And early on, I'd probably recommend it. You can always respec to block if you wanted to later on. This is work in progress, this build, so I can't bring anything out on it yet. But my current POE profile, adders 79, if you import that into Path of Building, I'm running this test at the moment and it's got a full tree for this setup. And with our flasks and stuff up, you can see here actually, because this is my character, we get 13.5k armor, which says it's 69% fizz reduction. So I think it is. If it is, that's great. I can't imagine it's that much. And we get 48k evasion rating. We're also elusive, so we can avoid damage from attacks. This has felt super, super tanky compared to the block version, which I wasn't able to cap yet, but the damage is noticeable. So that's an option for you if you want to do it. If you're really struggling, like, I keep dying, I keep getting hit, I don't know what to do. Make sure all your evasion stuff, firstly, is working and you get a lot of it. Otherwise, this is going to do nothing if you're not running, like, Grace, Evasion on Gear, Evasion Flask. You don't need loads on gear, just the Flask, Grace, and all the passives and notables that you take will give you a ton of evasion. So that was just to show you that, and there will be a full build coming out soon. So, the order in which you upgrade gear, firstly, make sure you've got life on gear. Don't go in with really trash rings that you've got to like Act 7 that have got 40 res, no life. Go to Heist, go to Delve, farm some decent jewelry or buy it from trade for cheap. Your first thing you want to look really to farm is a 6-link. You've got a few options here. You can search for a corrupted one or a crangled one on the trade website with the exact color sockets that you need. However, lots of people are running different versions of Lightning Strike, so even if it's corrupted, the particular sockets you want might be expensive. If you go and watch a video I've published today about farming currency early, if you hit up exotic goods in Lyra Arthane, they drop uncorrupted 6-link. It's quite rare, but they drop. They also drop very regularly 5-linked 6-socketed items. I won't go too much because I'm duplicating what I said on the video, but you can stick them in your Crangler. And there is a node here that has a 15% chance to transform the biggest link of sockets to link to another one. So 5 and 1 can only link to a 6. The way you take advantage of this is make sure that when you put it in, it's got the colors and some stats that you want. Otherwise, there's 0 point doing it. Your next step would be to go for the Hunter Gloves. Ignore these. These were luckily rolled by me with Chaos Orbs. They're the only item I've managed to roll that's good. The rest of my gear is garbage. You want additional strike on a Hunter Glove. They have to be item level 80, because this means you can drop Ancestral Call from your links and put in a damage link. And it's a big DPS boost. Another thing you can do, which I haven't because I've been very, very unlucky with getting ores to drop, is you can anoint Divine Judgment on your amulet. It's very cheap and very good. That's 50% LE damage. On most builds, this is going to be the top DPS anointment. And it is a brown, teal, and a black. So your next step, now you've dropped Ancestral Call, is to look to get Pierce into the build and off of the tree, because it's going to save you 3 passive points. There's a few ways to do this. You can unlock a Syndicate Craft, which is what I've done, which is +1 to level of socketed Proj Gems. That doesn't matter. What does matter is projectiles pierce an additional target. Realistically, you probably want it on 2 bits of gear, but 1 would probably do for early tier match. Clear might feel a little bit bad because you're only piercing 1 target, but it allows you to free up those 3 points and respec. Once you've got your gloves, you've respec, you've got a 6-link, you're going to be well capable of getting to yellow and lower tier red maps. The next order is just keep looking for upgrades on your claw. Are there any cheap on trade? Have you got essences you can use? Have you got harvest crafts to reroll attack to get a better claw? There's lots of ways to get a better claw. and it's something you want to keep looking out for, because the better claw you can get, the more DPS you're going to do. Then the next few bits, which is where I'm at the moment, is you want to start looking for your Shaper Ring with Assassin's Mark on hit, and Mark of the Elder to go along with your Shaper Ring. Mark of the Elder is dropping. I mean, I've seen lots of people have already got it. I can't afford it. It's about 70 chaos at the minute, I think. That combined with your Curse Ring is going to boost your DPS through the roof. But it's honestly not needed until you're going to get sort of mid-tier, end-tier red maps. And then all I would say is don't rush progression. This is a build where you're not going to be able to just go on what you've got and get all the way to like red maps. You've got to upgrade your gear as you go. But as pointed out, it's really clear, simple upgrade steps. I was in yellow maps until about 88, 89. I was doing tier 6, tier 7 maps. I was level 90 before I even touched a red map. The progression felt really, really nice. And the gear upgrades were quite smooth. That covers off the video. I know it's not the most structured video in the world, but trying to actually find time to play and keep up with the notes and all the build guides and stuff, it's taking up a lot of time. And once I'm back at work, I've got no chance of doing it. So the video is going to be quick and dirty, but hopefully they're going to help people out. If you do need any help, just leave comments in the videos and I'll do my best to get to them as quickly as I can. I know there are some people struggling who have maybe not played this build before, or are not used to this kind of playstyle, and I don't want people to give up on the build, because I know with help they'll really enjoy the build and they'll get to where they want to get to. So if you are struggling, don't do it in silence. Come and moan at me on the video or on the forum guide and tell me what I haven't done, and I'll try and help you out. Because the idea of the guide is for me to stay active and help everyone as much as I can get to achieve their goals for the league, really. So I am testing an armor version of the build, but I haven't really had that much time to play because I've been making guides and responding to them and such. So I'm going to try and grind as hard as I can to get this version tested, and we'll bring another video out if I think it works. It looks like it definitely works, but actually everyone who's used the block version who's actually got to a really good level have said it's really, really good. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that. If you wanted to have a look at a scuffed version of the armor one, my account on Path of Exile is Adders79, ADDERS79. You can import the character into Path of Building and it will give you the tree and my sort of crangled gear set. And as I say, I'm in red maps, really comfortable. I haven't died since, I don't know, level 84. I think it just feels very, very safe, but the DPS is not the best. So that covers this video because I don't want to keep rambling. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.